What is going on, puckheads? Welcome in to another episode and the Game 4 pregame show of the Islanders and the Penguins, as it'll take place at Nassau Coliseum in a little under an hour from now. How you doing today, Nick? It looks like we might have to take Connor McDavid out of our preview video,
huh? For sure. What's going on, Jordan? Great day for hockey.
Yes, it is a great day for hockey. Look, before we get into the Penguins and the Islanders, let's talk about some things we were talking about backstage while I was eating my breakfast.
Lunch of champions. Jordan's getting his beach body ready.
Oh my god. What were hey, body of a Greek god, brother. What were we what first of all, let's talk about those Capitals.
Yeah.
You know, it's beautiful for any Penguins fan when you see them down 3-1. Mm-hmm. Do you think this team they're not winning another cup?
I say no, and the reason why I say no is that I really think the core just doesn't have it right now. I don't think they'll get it back. I think, when the Caps won the cup in 2018, we had mentioned this back then that I felt that this was going to be a one cup team. I think, Ovi, he is a fierce competitor, but, we know about, the Russian hockey players and, do they get that one cup and go back home and play in the K or whatnot? Basically, their top players are not performing to the elite level they need to be to even compete with the Bruins. The Bruins manhandled them last night.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Ovi's hair gets whiter by the day as he realizes that it's over and over by the day. And then I missed the game, but you happen to sit in on it and watch it.
Yeah.
The Edmonton Oilers, you're convinced now that Connor McDavid is a regular season point getter, but a postseason disaster?
Well, I'm not convinced yet, but I do, like I said to you, Mick, regular season, maybe. I think we talked about it on one of our, podcasts about, he might be the highlight reel of players to go down in history. He might get, he might beat everybody for individual awards. But at the end of the day, when you're a superstar and at that level, you want to have cups as well. So, I'm not blaming him for going down 0-2, but it's definitely, I would be concerned. In 2 games, he has no points. They lost 1-0 yesterday. The first game, he only had a couple shots on net. When you're a big time player, this is the limelight. You need to show up.
Let me ask you this just quickly before we get into the Penguin stuff here. If you're a general manager,
yeah,
and let's say the trend continues for him, okay? In terms of he just can't get it done in the playoffs. When he comes to the table to negotiate, is that something you would have in your mind?
Oh, for sure. Again, but when the Canadian teams open up and you can get ass in the seats and whatnot, he sells jerseys, he sells tickets. He's putting money in the owner's pocket. But again, when it comes to McDavid too, you got to look at the other players that are on the team. Yes, he has Draisaitl, but if you want to, and we've seen it with the Penguins with Sid and Gino. If I'm the GM and the owner, I'm making sure that I'm building around those 2 centers and getting them the right wingers, getting the right goalie in net, building that defensive core. Because you have Draisaitl and McDavid, like they're top 2 centers in the league. You start from there. And, if I'm Connor too, I'm probably questioning, okay, it's been 4 or 5 years I've been in the league. Now, I need somebody to surround me. I need that elite winger. So, yeah, it falls on Connor's shoulders for sure, even Leon Draisaitl, but you got to look at the whole mix here too.
Okay, so let's get into the Penguins and Islanders. I mean, how you feeling heading into this game right now?
Feeling pretty good. I think, the Penguins winning game 3, that was really, really a big game, big win for them. Get that confidence, that momentum going into game 4. We hadn't won 2 games in a playoff series since 2018. So this is a really big positive for this group, especially for the core that was around for that 2018 loss to the Capitals. I think it's a big confidence boost. So I'm feeling good.
What's going to be built first in Pittsburgh? A statue of Brandon Tanev or a statue of Jeff Carter?
Well, Mr. Kata is definitely showing up to play. I just, when I see him in the black and gold, because you remember him in the years, back in Philadelphia, and then he won the Cups in LA. It's a unique, when you see him, it's unique. It's just, you're like, wow, this guy can still play. He can skate, he can shoot. It's awesome. So, like I said in our post game the other night, good old Canadian boy, he knows how to win. So
yeah. Scott Hartnell's ex-wife is probably watching. all giddy in the knees whenever he scores, right?
Yeah.
What who are you looking for contributions from tonight? Like who are your eyes on? Or are you expecting now, okay, Gino, you've had a game, you had a couple games before you got hurt in that Buffalo game. Is it time that you start putting something on the board here a little bit? Are you expecting that line to continue to keep it rolling? Because even Zucker looked much better than he did the night before. The games before.
Yeah.
Are you looking for that top line to get its form back that it had in games 2 specifically, not how it looked in game 3?
Well, again, Gino only played 12 minutes in game 3, so maybe his ice time gets to 15, 16. I thought Sully managed his time properly. After having a game together, they'll probably be better today. But I have some spicy stats for Penguins fans out there today. Like, I did some homework this morning for everybody. And, my first key to the game today will be the top 6. You need to show up. It's time, because let me run down some stats for everybody here, and you can intervene when I go over each player here, Jordan. So the first 37 games that Jake Getzel played in the playoffs, he had 23 goals. Okay.
Yeah, I know everyone was talking about how
everybody's talking
only a couple goals behind Ovechkin coming in.
Clutch. Okay. He has 2 goals in his last 11 playoff games.
Wow.
Not good enough. Okay. Not good enough for being a top 6. Bryan Rust, he has 2 goals in his last 11 playoff games. Not good enough. You're in the top 6.
I expect that, though, from Bryan Rust.
Okay. I got it. But top 6, not good enough. Sidney Crosby.
Don't do it to me.
I'm doing it to you. And I love Sid. 3 goals his last 11 playoff games. And we get to the Russian Bear, Gino Malkin. He has 1 goal in the last 9 playoff games. That's a combination of, you're talking 8 goals amongst your elite top 6. You are not winning the cup if this continues, or getting out of the East. We talked about the bottom 6. You talked about Jeff Carter. You talked about Tanev. Those 2 lines, they're contributing. Where are the top 6? Nobody says anything, but I'm saying something to you today. Top 6, you need to show up.
First of all, I never thought I had heard Bryan Rust and elite in the same sentence, but here we are on a Saturday in May where that actually happened.
Yeah.
But I kind of considering how the last couple playoff runs have gone, I'm not overly surprised by that.
Right.
But you're not wrong. Because especially you got to get those gears going if you're going to go and face Boston. You can't depend on the bottom 6 just do it all for 2 series in a row and lead you to the winner against the North. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but you can't even depend on the bottom 6 to get you through the Islanders, Jordan. That's the thing too. Just imagine if you had, 2 out of these 4 guys producing, and you still have Jeff Carter, and you have the odd goal by the Bluger line,
or blowing them out of the water.
You're winning the series, right? So, to me, again, nobody's talking about this in Pittsburgh because it's all la la la. I love all the superstars, blah blah blah. But you know what? Listen, The bottom six is doing their job. The top six have to show up. That's it.
Yeah. Even when they had a great game like they did in game 2, that top line, they still weren't putting points on the board, right?
Right.
So, no, yeah, I agree with that. I think another key that I wanted to talk about, a key that I have for today.
Yeah.
Don't get into that extracurricular nonsense after the whistle like last game. Nick, they're going to come back with that crap, especially if we take a lead because it worked last time.
So I'm going to be devil's advocate with you. One of my keys to the game is continue to play like that.
Really?
Don't back down. Do not back down, because you know what? This is playoff hockey. If you see in all the series, Jordan, okay, don't back down. You look at that scrum the other night.
Oh, it's one thing to not back down, but it was getting excessive, bro.
But this is what's going to happen. So you know what? You have to stand tall.
Let them throw the bows. Let them throw the bows, bro.
But they're not going to get called for that. They're not going to get called for that. The way the playoffs work is they're going to call retaliation, right? So he punches you in the face after the scrum, you punch him right back. The only reason why we got the 2 extra the other night, okay, is because Jakey went after the guy and slashed him.
So was that, you confirmed that?
Yeah, that is the extra penalty. Yeah,
because we were hypothesizing that was it.
Steve Mears was on the Madden show yesterday, and he confirmed that's where that extra 2-minute was.
Yeah, because the ref caught it in the thigh, bro.
Yeah. Right? So he's pissed,
player, bro.
He's pissed, right? So yeah. No, but I definitely think
But here's my thing.
Yeah.
You've got to be selective with it if you're going to get into it, because we had our top 5 guys in the box. You don't want that happening.
Right.
It's different if you got some scrubs going into the box like Czar. That's fine.
But at the end of the day, like I said, for me, I'm tired of the Penguins getting pushed around like the last couple years. And I'm glad that Sid, Jake, these guys, even though they're going to take penalties, I still think don't back down. Don't let these jabronis run the table on you. Show it, right? I think once you start doing that, they might back off. And plus, even if you have those, let's say you have a couple of our better players, the top 6 in the box, we're still better and we're still deeper with the guys we can still throw out there, like a McCann, a Carter, Kapanen, then you have Bluger, Tanev, right?
I mean, hey, are you saying we're deeper than guys like Cal Clutterbuck, bro?
100% we are.
That defensive core they have too is like what?
They have a couple guys. They have a couple guys, right? So,
let me ask you this. Would you be surprised if Sorkin comes back into the net?
So, Barry Trotz had a presser today. I just saw it about half an hour ago. He was asked, the media guy said, Barry, I got to ask you, who's starting tonight? And he said, a Russian goalie. But then he made a comment. He also catches left. What a jabroni, because both goalies catch left as well. So, he's just, but the funny thing about it is that when you look at Bobrovsky for the Panthers, he got lit up like a Christmas tree today, right? And him and Varlamov play the same exact style. Same, man. Like, smaller goalies go down, a lot of room upstairs. He got lit up. Listen, if they start Varlamov, great. I'd rather see them start him tonight or today.
But if they go down 3-1, you're pretty much convinced they're going to go back to Sorkin, right?
Oh, I would think so. I'm not going to predict who's in net tonight. This Trotz, he's a funny character, right?
He's a turtle. He's the necklace turtle, right?
No neck. I used to have a high school teacher. He had no science teacher. He had no neck. We used to call him No Necky. But anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so when you look at the actual key, they scored once on 2 of their power play opportunities last game. I mean, it seems like the chances aren't going to be coming our way the way they were for New York last game. Is it vital that they make the most of their opportunities on the peeper?
For sure. That is my third key today is special teams. Again,
How
there
many
hasn't.
keys are we at? Are we down from
we're-
18 to about
no,
12 or what?
we're about at 50 right now, 50 and counting, top 50. So you know what? It's going to take you right to puck drop 325. But no, I have special teams down as a factor because we've seen in this series there hasn't been a lot of power plays. So the PK has to be better. You know that they're going to take a run at the goalie. They're going to, crowd the net, crowd the crease, get those greasy goals. You got to push those guys out so Jarry can see the puck. And then for the PP, I really like that play where Gino hit Carter and Carter came in on a button hook and let that wrist shot go. So, again, this is where I saw some really good things with different guys on that power play. You had Cappy, you had Crosby, you had Carter, you had Malkin at the point. I love seeing different things because when you go with those same 5 guys, you sort of get that same repetition. They're always looking for that same, Jordan, that cross crease goal or the back door or that Crosby tip. So yeah, special teams, I agree, Jordan, are huge.
We've been winning in the face-off circle. So
Yeah.
we've been dominating the puck possession a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's been a factor at all so far?
I think it's been a huge factor when we're winning faceoffs in our zone. We get possession and we can get out quick. The one area there where we are struggling though with faceoffs is on the PP. A lot of times we're losing those faceoffs on the power play, and then we have to go back and regroup, and that takes off time off the clock on the PP. And then if you can't set up, you're talking about a minute of trying to get back in the zone there. So if I'm looking for one thing today with faceoffs is winning those draws on the power play.
Okay, so what are your thoughts about Jarry heading into this game?
That's key number 4.
Oh, there you
go. we're halfway there. So Jarry, again, key number 4 is Jarry has to play better. He still has to. I think he played better in game 2 than he did in game 3. You know what? Like I said, there's going to be a lot of traffic. He's got to find that puck. He's got to find different ways of stopping that puck, make his body, bigger, get on top of that crease. Glove hand has to be stellar today because they're definitely going after that glove hand. But Jarry is he needs to be better. Right now, he's at a B game. He needs to get his A game.
What if I were to tell you that since April 15th, in 17 games, Jeff Carter has 12 goals?
Yeah, he has. I put it on our Instagram page.
He's averaging more goals per game right now than Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid, exactly. Yeah. Phenomenal, right?
Like, what a steal, eh? What an absolute steal he ended up being. Another thing too today. Chris Letang. He will be tying Jaromir Jagr for the third most playoff games played in franchise history when he hits the ice today. I know you've been impressed with his play.
Yeah.
You think it's time we get some contributions from the defense today too?
Yeah, but when you look at the core, when you look at that defensive core, there's not really a guy that has a clapper from the point. Okay, so you're not going to get that, most likely not on the power play. What I look at when I look at this defensive core for the Penguins, I look at guys that you just need to get the job done, get the pucks out, move the pucks up to the forwards, a clean breakout if not off the glass. Those are the guys that I definitely think. In terms of contribution with Matheson, I want to see him break out properly. I want him to skate the puck out if there's no options to the wingers. But when I'm looking at point production, I really don't care if the D get any points, Jordan. I'll be honest with you. Just do your job, get the pucks out, play tough in front of the net. The only guy that really is going to bring some offense to the table on the point will Letang and maybe some helpers, some assists like that. But no, I just want them to be, like I said to you many, many episodes ago, when I coach or when I do coach, to my D, if at the end of the game, if I don't notice you,
you did your job.
You did your job, bud. Great job.
Paging John Marino.
Yeah, paging Pedersen, right? So
What a terrible pairing.
Yeah, that's a struggle for sure.
Talking about them today, is it going to be in a key game like this where you can go up 3-1 and get a real stranglehold on the series? Is it going to be key that those two find some semblance of their best game?
Yeah, for sure. Again, one of the things you have to look at today's game is you have the Islanders where you want them. You can really put a strangled hold on this series going back to Pittsburgh at 3-1. Don't give them life. You really got to, if I'm in that room today, and I'm talking to the boys before they get on that ice, I'm telling them, guys, we have to step on their throat today. We have to put them out of their misery. You go up 3-1, all the pressure's on them. They're going to be gripping their sticks tight in game 5. There's less pressure. For sure, the fourth game is hardest to win as a hockey team. But that being said, don't let them off the hook. You look at what the Lightning are doing today, right? They let them off the hook in game 3. Today, they're just pounding them. So, but the big thing is the top 6. You need to perform. 8 goals over the last 3 years amongst those top performers of Getzel, Crosby, Malkin, Rust. It's time. Like Sidney's game is unbelievable. Like he's playing like a Selke winner. He should, they should already drive the Selke to Pittsburgh.
He's not even nominated, is he?
I haven't seen the nominations. I know he's nominated for the King Clancy, but
I think he's not nominated for the Selke.
That's a ripoff again, because the guy's the best two-way hockey player in the world by far,
and arguably ever.
You got it. Yep.
I mean, look at his save. He's had 2 key saves in this series already.
Yeah,
like it's absolutely crazy.
Right, crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
And a beautiful deflection in game 1 off of Dumo. That stick is just like the eye-hand coordination is just fabulous. I see Nick said big game today. Let's go. What's going on, Nick? Thanks for coming on and commenting.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask something about, how key is it to get that first goal today in a building where they only got 9 or 12,000, but it sounds like there's like 40,000 in there because of, it sounds like when me and you went to the old Igloo, right?
Yeah.
That place would rock, bro. Like remember when you're in the nosebleeds in 08 in the Stanley Cup, and you can literally see the shaking of the top of the building there.
Yeah, I think for that game in 2008, we're like second last row. In the old Igloo, they had the tarps.
But you could see beautiful.
Oh, yeah, you could see great vantage point, but they had the tarps because there was probably some holes in the ceiling and, the rain would get on your head, right? Mm-hmm. But just the whole place was like shaking. It was unbelievable. It was fantastic, right? But like we talked about it in the other episode there after the game, the acoustics in Nassau is the old type of barn. So you could even have 3,000 people in there and it sounds like you have a full barn, right? Yeah. So it's imperative that we score the first goal. You gotta put that seed of doubt in the Islanders because again, and I said it to a bunch of, hockey people yesterday. I was talking to a few coaches. I said, once you open a lead on the Islanders, you should be able to close the door because we've been giving the Islanders too many chances. There's no way that offense should be scoring 4 or 3 goals against us. They ranked high 20s. We talked about 27th in the league in goals for, Jordan. That can't happen.
Especially without their top guns going. Like we contained guys like Barzal and Jordan Eberle, no problem. But they're getting contributions from Siv Clutterbuck and these other guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just kind of no excuse right now. What's next? Yeah. Matt Martin's gonna come out and have a hat trick. You know what I mean? You've held them down. Palmieri, I get because I know Palmieri was a little bit off this season, but he's shown the ability to put pucks in the net. So I get his contribution in game 1. But besides that, who have they really got that is capable of lighting the lamp that has been making plays right now on a consistent basis?
You're 100% right. They only have 2 or 3 guys that can put the puck in the net. Gaming with Gio. If top line puts in 2, we win most games with the secondary scoring we've been getting. You're 100% right there. I'm all on board with that. You get contributions from the top 6. you're winning. You're winning with a couple of goals spread out between the bottom six. 100% with that. That's the key. You got that right. If you get that every game, we're going to the semis. We're going to the cup. Maple Leafs Media, new to the channel, just subbed, supporting our hockey YouTubers. Thanks, bud.
Appreciate it. Good luck tonight, man.
Yeah, because we're from TO, so it's Leaf Nation is on pins and needles. Hopefully, I know JT's at home right now, and good news with him. He's feeling a lot better because he's
he's out indefinitely though, right?
He is, but he's a class act. So can't wait to see him wear the Leaf jersey soon.
Yep. Look at you being all polite to Leaf fans. Love
it. Hey, listen, you know what? On my other podcast, you gotta love the Leafs as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Says it with a shit grin on his face. I love it. All right. So, what other keys do you have on your list of 59? One for every number that Jake Ensel has on his jersey.
Yeah, exactly. So the last one I have is shots on net. You gotta put pucks on. Keep shooting pucks on net from anywhere in the offensive zone, and then drive the net. Look for rebounds. Shoot first mentality. I always talk about that with my players when I coach them. I tell that to my boys at home. Shoot the puck. Shoot first mentality. Get the greasy goals. If you're on a 2-on-1, Sid, Jake, Gino, Cap, shoot the puck. Okay? Don't try to force feed it, for those chips. Shoot the puck. Our top six, they all have wicked shots. Use them.
Yeah. I mean, and it's been working against Varlamov. That's the whole thing. Like, it's not like it hasn't been working. Varlamov is letting in a few cheesers a game right now. Right. So you got to keep getting the pucks to the net, man. And we've talked about this before. Even if he makes a save, there's that possibility if the other winger or the center drives hard, that rebound could be sitting there pretty for you, gift wrap for you just to pot. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's a big one, especially with how Varlamov's been playing.
For sure. And you know what? There's, with Berkey being the president of hockey operations, this team has to start playing with truculence. The key word, truculence. Play with some balls, right? A friend of mine said, you got to play hockey like the size of church bells your balls got to be, and they got to ring every night when you come out. So that's the way you got to play.
I'm just impressed you opened up your encyclopedia before this show.
I did, man. Right? A little dusty. Haven't been open for about 20 years. You got it, right? Yeah.
Oh my God, classic. So puck drop, like you said, is around 325 because NBC likes to do their song and dance.
Yeah, you got it.
And then man, I'm excited for this game.
Me too.
It's been a while since we've looked this good. I just can't get over the fact of how resilient this team looked in game 3, because I don't care what anyone tells me, 2019, 2018, when they tied it 3-3, we would have shut it down and we would have lost that game 4-3. Right. You just can't change my mind on that. And now it's because you've added character guys like Jeff Carter, Brendan Tanev, and such. We're out there and we're getting it done. And that Bluger line continues to be, I got to ask you.
Yeah.
What's been your better line? Who's been your better line? The Carter line or the Bluger line for you?
All around, in terms of you're looking at all three guys, I like the Bluger line. I still want to see Jared McCann step to the plate here. He's been quiet. He's skating well, but again, he's got to hit the scoreboard. But that Bluger line's been fantastic. Czar's been totally awesome on the PK. And, you got Tanev. Not sure if everybody saw this, but I saw this on TikTok yesterday. This guy's just a total animal. He actually has mustard packs on the bench between shifts. The trainer opens it up and he has a mustard pack and he goes out and just causes havoc. The guy is definitely offside, I think, for sure. So, but you need a couple of guys.
What do you call that, bro?
I don't know, man, but I love offside guys. I'll tell you one story before we leave. So back in a long time ago when I coached a particular midget team, and now we can't say midget because people are a little soft. So it's called under 15. But I had a guy that used to eat McDonald's before pregame, and this guy was a fighter. He used to fight for me all kinds. First intermission, that McDonald's, he'd go into the washroom and just throw it up. So, but that was his ritual. And you got guys that have their own ritual. There was Big Mac fries, go out and fight, and then he'd throw it up in the first intermission. So you need guys like that to win cups.
And kudos to you for getting kids under the age of 15 scrapping at a young age. Love to see it, brother.
Hey man, you gotta have
some grit.
Balls like church bells to play this
ding,
game.
Ding
ding ding ding ding ding ding. And it's not Dickie D. We're talking church bells, okay?
Oh man. All right. We're gonna get out of here because we're gonna go get prepped for this game.
Yeah.
But we will be back between 15 minutes to a half hour after the conclusion of Game 4 right here on Pens and Pucks for our post-game show. And hopefully we're all in a good mood and celebrating a joyous victory. But until then, until we see you in just a few mere hours, I hope everyone stays happy, healthy, and safe, and enjoy the game, Puckheads.